Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about They Live, and this movie is directed by John Carpenter, and it came out in 1988, and it stars Keith David, Rowdy Piper, and this is the first time I've seen this movie as a whole. I've seen parts of it before, I've heard the famous line before, but I've never seen the full thing, and watching it for the first time, it was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and it's pretty well known that this movie has like a message behind it, like as you watch the film, and even if you're not very familiar with it, what it's trying to say is pretty clear, and it's not a movie that relies on the message being like understood. Like even if you don't get it, or let's say if the movie prioritized just the message and nothing else, then it's still a good movie at the very least. And the commentary in the film is like extra. Like if you get it, then the movie works more for you. And this is one of those movies for me. Like that message helps the experience for me. And I like the characters. They're very simple but very entertaining to watch, and I like the performances. Rowdy Piper is a lot of fun in the movie. Keith David, I really like it. And I did think this movie is very well shot throughout, and the intention of each visual is very clear, and I like the effects in the movie. And although some of it's a little dated, it still looks like it's inspired, and it has a bit of charm to it at the very least. And my biggest criticism would be like the first half hour or so, maybe a little less than that. I just felt as though the pacing for there was like a little slow, but the last hour of the movie is a blast for me, and that's the most I get out of the movie. And that's when like the actual plot of the movie it starts to happen, and like all the famous stuff from this movie you get to, and the famous line doesn't happen until like halfway through the movie. And for anyone who's unaware, this movie is only like an hour and a half, and once it really gets going, like half an hour in, it flies by for me. And I love the action. It's a lot of fun. It's not like the best action in any movie ever, but it's still entertaining. It's very goofy, and there's a fight scene between Keith David and Rowdy Piper, and although it's kind of unnecessary in the context of the film, like it doesn't really need to happen, and also it goes on for a little too long. But at the same time, I do find it kind of funny that it's going on for very long, and there's a lot of cheese in the movie that I did enjoy, and the cheese in the movie was never distracting for me, and it never brought down the experience. And I thought the music was good, and it wasn't distracting. It was appropriately used, and this is also one of those movies where I actually care about what's happening in the plot. And normally in any movie, it's like the plot has been done 1,000 different times, but it's just the presentation that matters to me. And while that rings true for this movie, at the same time, I don't really mind that the plot is like has been done before in something else, or like it's not like the most unique thing in the world, but it does serve its purpose, and it works, and I'm not upset with what we get by the end of it. And more of what I liked about the movie, I really like the tone of the film. I think the tone of the movie is very clear, and it never once loses me, and it's goofy, it's fun, and that's what I like about it. And there are some points where it's kind of creepy. Like when we first discover these things, I'm not going to say what they are in case people don't know. But once you do see them, they're kind of scary. But after a while, you do kind of get used to it, because it's not really trying to scare you as much as it is trying to just be like obvious like what these things are. And overall, it's really fun. And I would highly recommend that you check this movie out. And I do think this is one of my favorite John Carpenter movies. And I was thoroughly entertained by it. So check this movie out whenever you get the chance. And with all that being said, I'm going to give They Live a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of They Live, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Friends with Benefits. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.